as we finish up with the medicine, will we finish up with the directions? We're going to be going into Earth tonight, which is also the North, which is connected to our ancestors. It's connected to those who walked the path before. And this is connected also to our physical body. And as we've, discovered how the blood is like water, and then our physical is like earth, and then we have air, which is a breath of life, and then we have our energy. I'm missing something. Water, earth, air, fire is the air, is the fire, is the energy that we put forth in life. And so I feel like it's very fitting also to kind of end in this space of honoring our physical bodies and honoring, of course, that which of Mother Earth has to offer, and our ancestors also who came before, who were brought back down to the soil of Mother Earth, which quite literally, she holds that DNA, she holds that molecular structure in that space. But on top of that, I just know that Earth brings in so much healing in general. It can bring in such a beautiful space for all of us. And so I'm really excited to first align, and then once again, we'll get started with alignment, and then I'll delivering a message about our ancestors. Hello, Ashley. Welcome, welcome. Glad to have you here. Um, so that's kind of how the night will go. Is once again, we'll first do a little bit of an alignment, and then we'll connect in and kind of receive any messages or anything that our ancestors have to share as far as our connection with Earth and our physical body. And then from there, we are going to do a guided journey to meet with our ancestors. And today we're going to be meeting with our ancestors at our ancestral tree. And this ancestral tree really is a place to go to do a lot of generational healing when we're feeling disconnected, or we just want to have that extra connection to our ancestors. This is really going to be a space of really diving deeper into who you are, diving into your lineage. A lot of times you can climb up that tree and also, see a lot of different beautiful gifts in the sky that are passed down generationally. And so we're just going to be introduced to the tree, and then however our ancestors take us, we'll allow them to work with each and every one of you individually. So I think it'll be a really fun, empowering night. Just a great place to end with these 4 elements that we have been speaking upon. So let's first just get started by taking a couple of deep breaths. We're just going to get into alignment here. Hi, Charlene. I hope you can hear me this time. It looks like your audio is connected this time.
Sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay. I was like, I don't know if she can hear me, but we'll cross my fingers. So I'm glad you're here. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Perfect. Okay, well, let's get started by just getting comfortable. We'll be taking a couple of deep breaths in. And with each breath in, we are letting go of the stress, of the worry, of the heaviness of today. Any of the experiences that we have, anything that could be holding in our mind, we are going to release that from our space. Calling upon our ancestors to be here at this time. Give yourself permission to offer up a prayer or thought to your ancestors, calling them to be here in your space tonight. As we work with the element of earth, we pray that we may deepen our understanding of earth and our ancestors, and how this can empower us here and now in our everyday life. You'll begin to see this beautiful tube of light coming from the very top of your head. And you'll notice a similar light coming from the bottom of your feet. And as these two come closer together, they're both drawing up to your heart center. And as they connect together, you'll see this light shooting out from your heart, clearing any clutter or any cobwebs in your bubble, in your energy space. You'll begin to feel this vine or this greenery start to grow up from the bottom of your feet, blooming into flowers or leaves. Maybe it's changing colors with the seasons. You'll begin to feel that healing power of Mother Earth standing in your space. I want you to focus on just the pulsing of energy that this vine brings into your space. With each focus, this connection is clearing away and bringing your body into balance so that your vessel may be open and receptive to receive any messages that your ancestors have for you at this time. Giving yourself permission to receive is such a beautiful aspect of this evening. You don't have to be anywhere or doing anything, but being in this present moment, open to receive. Opening your eyes, bringing yourself back into this present moment in time. Beautiful. So now that we have taken time to just center in, to bring ourselves back into this space, to really allow ourselves to be here and be present in the moment, um, I'm going to take a moment just to draw in upon our ancestors and to see what guidance they have for us tonight. And as I said before, for those who came on a little bit late, that Earth is connected into the direction of the north, and it's really connected into those who walked before us. And it also contributes and is connected to our physical body, as we are this multidimensional being, the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual aspect of who we are. And really, at this time, as we dive into the direction of the east, I'm just going to take a moment and to just allow them to have me walk through this space and to share with you what I'm seeing and feeling. I'm just like being guided, and I'm walking down this path and I'm looking up, and there's all of this greenery, there's flowers, there's things blossoming. And I just see, like, as I take each step, I'm brought into the space of awareness. And as I open my heart up to receive these messages of the ancestors, I'm like standing in this space of nature in my mind. And they, first of all, want to let all of us know that life is not always easy. But each and every one of us here who is listening is on the path of a constant remembrance of who we truly are, that we are connected to the divine, that we are the divine, that we have this space of understanding, this beautiful space of healing. And not only that, this capacity to love big and to also want to take care of other people, almost to the extent that we don't take care of ourselves. And I see them saying that this is such a common aspect of humanity, that we give and give and give, and we don't take time to receive. And at this time, I just see them saying that this is the perfect space to receive. And not only that, that Mother Earth, and as we dive into Earth here, we are given every single thing that we need. And we don't have to be doing anything or proving ourselves in any way to anybody else to receive that healing power of Mother Earth. And I just see them saying that that's the beauty of being here in this present moment is yes, it can be so easy for us to forget who we are. We can get caught in the drama or maybe how relationships aren't showing up or get stuck in the aspect of finances or paying for a mortgage that we can forget about this beautiful adventure that our soul came here to experience. And I see our ancestors just really wanting to help us remember and navigate and know that our bodies aren't a limitation. Of course, our higher self or our big spirit is so much more vast than what this physical body has to offer at times. And it can feel, especially as we step into the space of uprising or of leveling up or remembering over and over and over again, it can feel sometimes like our vessel is holding us back or that we're too tired or we don't want to do these things or your body doesn't have enough energy. And I just see them kind of giggling and saying that's part of it. Yeah, they said, yeah, that's true. That's part of it. But that doesn't have to be something that is bad or wrong or fearful. It can be this space of respect. Is just as much as we take time going and doing and creating, we also need to take that time to take care of our body, to take care of Mother Earth, and to bring ourselves back into the beautiful awe that we have because we have been given so much. And it's easy to say that and it's hard to remember that at times. But if you think about all that the world has to offer, or if you think about even the beauty that we are given, there is beauty all around us. And how many times do we go throughout our day and we don't even recognize it? When we have changes like this, when we have the colors changing, the seasons changing, maybe when there's snow or the leaves are changing color, we might step outside and notice it a whole lot more than if we're just going through our day to day life. But that's also so connected to our body is until we have these big changes going on, or maybe an illness or a sickness, or we're fatigued, that we begin to remember and find joy and love for our body. And unfortunately, this is the body. Not even unfortunately, but unfortunately, in a way of life, part of this human journey is the body, and it can be a heavy thing or it can be this great space of strength, a great space of learning. It doesn't have to be a limitation if we give ourselves the space to look at it in awe and in reverence. Because our bodies do so much, and Mother Earth does so much for us. And not only that, just as our ancestors have been brought back down into the soil of Mother Earth, literally into her energy grid, into who she is, we also stem from that same space. So when we have this fetus or when we start to grow, we are literally connecting to our ancestors. The blood that runs through my veins is the blood that runs through my ancestors' veins. It is one and the same. And as we remember that, and as we know that we're not alone, that we have so many who have walked before who are here cheering us on. But not only that, they are here to help us learn and to grow alongside us and to grow with us. And that does mean that there are some things that are passed down, as we know, like if someone has a specific illness that can be passed down generationally, you check for that. But on top of that, there are so many beautiful gifts and so much wisdom that also is passed down that we tend to forget. And some of this wisdom is the beautiful healing power of earth. Is long before we had pharmaceutical medication, and I'm not saying anything's wrong with that. There's definitely a balance between both. But before we had any of that, before we had a headache and we would pop a ibuprofen, our ancestors would use plants. They would use earth, they would use water to help heal their body. And they also knew that sometimes if someone was really struggling in their spiritual self, or maybe they emotionally were exhausted, or there was a lot going on inside of them, they might go out and take a nature walk. and lay in the grass or lay in the dirt and be reminded of who it was that they were, of who it was as to why they were there in the moment. They were able to do deep physical healing, spiritual healing, mental and emotional as they really leaned into the beautiful power of Mother Earth. And on top of that, they leaned upon their ancestors to give them guidance, to help learn the ways to navigate and to be safe in the world. And we do the same. We look to those around us to help us navigate, to help us know what we should or shouldn't do. And a lot of times that even can come to the place of like on social media where it's like, hey, I love this water bottle. Everyone needs to buy this water bottle. Or these leggings were so perfect. Everyone needs these leggings. And it's just part of this human experience to look to others for guidance or for support or for new ideas. And if we can take a step back and to see that that is part of this human journey, just as our body is part of this human journey, which also shows that our body is not bad or wrong. Nothing about our body is bad or wrong. Our physical desires, our wants, our needs, the pleasures of our body are not bad. It's not wrong. It's not unholy. In fact, it's part of what we came here to experience. Regardless of how strong or not strong some of that may be in our life, none of it's bad or wrong. And if you think back to really looking to others for guidance, is there showing how using herbs and Mother Earth to help bring balance to the body, help bring balance to those around, was something that was passed down. It was things that they knew, okay, we can't eat this mushroom or we can't do this or we can't blend these two because it will make you sick or it could also kill somebody. It's they brought this wisdom down the lines and then all of a sudden we jump ship and we look to others for guidance in different ways. And none of that is bad or wrong. It's just showing that there is so much healing and so much power that we have inside of our bones that we can turn to. And a lot of times when we're brought back to maybe creating poultices or going out and collecting flowers, I don't know if you've done this recently, but even if you go on a nature walk and you collect flowers and you're going to make this beautiful bouquet to place in your house, it opens up and it brings this integration of who we are, of where we came from, this space of gathering and providing and connecting to Mother Earth. And that's part of this beautiful world that we have to offer. And you might begin to notice, they say that if you feel disconnected in your body, you might begin to see that you're also disconnected to Earth. You're disconnected to maybe physically being present or even wanting to be here. And so, once again, Mother Earth is a reflection of our inner connection to ourself. And so, when we are feeling really connected, we begin to see the butterflies. We begin to see all of the beautiful animals, and we might start seeing specific animals showing up over and over and over again to deliver a specific message to us or a remembrance of who we are or a remembrance that we have ancestors who are there to walk the path and they're sending us a sign or a message or an animal. But if we spend so much time being numb or zoning out or finding ways to numb from our body, it can hold us back from fully cherishing and experiencing the full capacity of life. And they also say that none of us are in a space. And if we have been in that space, it's a cycle. You know, we'll be in this space of flow and then we might forget for a while and then we rebrat back and we keep continuing to grow. And so none of it is bad or wrong if we're in that space. It's just this recollection. It's just this remembrance of who we truly are. And our ancestors who walked the path before want us to know that it is okay to be in our body. It is safe. And sometimes we have experiences that our body is not safe, or those around us may have hurt our bodies. And of course, if that's showing up, it's really great to receive help, whatever that looks like, going out there and getting help or find people to help walk you through that. but our ancestors have experienced similar things. And there was a lot of soul, there was a lot of rest that came through connecting to Mother Earth. Oh, just a minute. Need to drink a little bit of water. And with the seasons changing, I just keep seeing and them saying it's so important that we really take that time to be out in nature, to be one with nature, to find ways and purpose of connection. And it's just like when we go outside, if we don't take the time to go outside, we can't enjoy the beauty and the wonder. And that's the same with our ancestors, is if we're not taking that time aside, if we're not putting our phone away, if we're not turning the TV off, if we're not sitting in a space where we can have our undivided attention, or maybe that's listening to songs of someone who has passed that remind us of them. But if we're not putting forth that energy and that effort, it's going to be a whole lot harder for us to have that kind of a connection. It's going to be so hard for us to even feel connected if we're not putting that intention and that energy there. And that's the same thing with Mother Earth, is that if we take that time to get to know her, as we take that time to take care of ourselves, it opens up that space for us to be more connected to the heartbeat of Mother Earth. And not only that, our ancestors want to help empower us so that we can feel connected and that we can feel happy and whole and healed in our bodies, that we can have this space of understanding and of joy. And once again, it's all about the process. And so that doesn't mean that we're bad or that we're wrong if we're forgetting, because we all do. But that can give us, if we allow it to, a greater respect and a greater reverence for ourselves. And that is truly so beautiful and so empowering in so many ways. And they just want to let us know that it's okay if we feel like sometimes it's hard to be here, or it's hard to be in our body, or maybe we don't fully sometimes feel like, oh, I don't really feel connected right now. I don't want to be connected right now. I just see them saying that none of that is bad or wrong. It's just remembering that this is not it, that our bodies are such a beautiful outlet. And it's okay for us to have gained weight and to lose weight and to overeat and to not feel good. But it's all about finding ourselves in that balance, finding that proper respect for ourselves, and not making ourselves wrong if we are not in that proper or that balance, that homeostasis within us. And if we look outside of ourselves, if we connect into Mother Earth, there's so much to learn from her. So much wisdom, even in the trees, there's great wisdom. So I just feel like they really want to help remind us that we have so much to offer and to experience. And so I just think it's such a beautiful reminder. Ashley says, I feel like I haven't been connected in like a year. Yeah, I completely understand. And it can feel a little frustrating at times when we feel disconnected, or when we are trying to do things and nothing seems to be working. I've done that where I've been like, okay, I'm going to sit down and meditate. And then I sit and I'm like, not there, not feeling it, can't experience it. Today's just not the day. And I feel like when we get in those kind of spaces, it's okay for us to shift or to change things up a bit. And so maybe me sitting and trying to breathe and trying to journal isn't going to work, but maybe I need to go outside and go on a walk. Or maybe I need to get in the tub and just turn off all of my technology and to just be in my space. Or it's easy to find ourselves, when we're at the grocery store or at the stoplight, like looking at social media. Well, maybe it's time to just get off social media for a little while and to reconnect back into who you are, connect back into your heartbeat. Because as you take that time and that attention to really connect in, it will connect you back to your ancestors. It'll connect you back to the roots of who you are in such a beautiful and such a powerful way. Okay, so while I'm connecting in, does anyone have any thoughts or questions? If you want to hop on or if you want to chat it, um, and if you don't have anything, that's okay. too. I'm just gonna connect in and see if there's anything else. I think it's important too that we take time to drink lots of water. They're saying like our body is such a great tool. And in order for us to fully be aligned in our spiritual gifts and our spiritual capacity, not even our spiritual gifts, but what we're passionate about, helping people, serving people, providing for little ones, is first and foremost taking care of our body, which is, of course, water and eating better foods, but also like adding in certain kinds of supplements or drinks that are going to help build your body up. Um, and I just keep also like seeing, I always have this thought in my head too, but I'm like seeing this Coke stain is it's so interesting when we have, a gas spill or an oil leak, I should say an oil leak on our concrete. We go to use like Coke to get rid of it. And if Coke can take off oil stains from concrete, imagine what it's doing in our body. Not very good. It might taste good, but it's also how is that going to affect the life force energy that is pulsing through your body? Is it going to help you feel better? Is it going to make you feel more inflamed? Is it going to make you feel more puffy? It's those kinds of little things that we can take for granted. And it's that same aspect of when we can just have that intention of just saying, "Hey, I wanna drink more water," or "I wanna start taking supplements. Maybe my hormones are really out of balance." And, when I ever since I was little, I've had bladder problems, and I've had a hard time controlling my bladder. That was been something that I've dealt with pretty much my whole life, and I've recently started to take, like, corn silk, which is an herb, and it has helped strengthen my bladder in so many ways, and it's helped me bring up emotional things too, things that I haven't looked at, things that I haven't wanted to look at even when I was little. And so it not only has it helped fill my physical body, but it's helped me in my emotional space and my mental space. And of course, that affects myself spiritually. And so knowing that we also have that tool if we need to go talk to somebody, for those who are in Utah, I always go to Dave's Health and Nutrition. He does amazing little meetings, even if I think it's like $15 for 10 minutes, but you can just go in and say, "Hey, I would like balance or help in these specific areas," and he'll give really great recommendations. I highly recommend that. That's Dave's Health and Nutrition if you're looking for someone like that. Um, but when we can take honor and pride in our body, it shows a deeper sense of reverence for the earth, for those who came before, as well as for our own life, as well as for why we're here and who we are. And ultimately, our ancestors want to help us to really embrace this moment and to, of course, heal. But I also think that when we think of the word heal, it thinks like it's kind of heavy or it's a long shot, it's a lot of work. But they want to help empower us to be here and to live our life and to honor the calling that we feel called to do, really step into that beautiful space, that beautiful medicine. And they just really want to help us to see and to experience that. And so I see them laughing, like, okay, you've been talking long enough. It's time to get ready for the journey. Um, so before we do that, is there any questions? You can comment them or send them in the chat if you want, or any thoughts there. Um, but other than that, I think we're just going to get prepared for this journey. Now, for those who haven't done journey work before, this is essentially kind of like a guided meditation, which we are physical and spiritual. And so as we journey, it's almost like we're allowing our spiritual side to take over, where we are able to essentially like access like a spiritual plane of existence. So it's like as if we were to leave our body almost and to experience things outside of our physical body. Now, that doesn't have to be scary or bad or wrong. It's just raising that frequency or accessing, even in our body, a higher. And in this space, where you're comfortable, I want you first to just start by saying your name out loud. So once you have said your name out loud, I also want you to say intention out loud as well. The intention for you to connect to your ancestors. Maybe it's for you to feel connected, for you to feel more inspired or more alive. And I want you to say these intentions outside yourself out loud. And you'll notice as your eyes are closed and as you're saying your intention, calling upon your ancestors, you'll begin to feel this portal of white light stemming right in front of your stomach. And this white light starts to spiral. It's getting bigger and bigger until this whole area in front of you is this bright white light, this portal of energy. And you'll begin to feel this portal of energy sucking you in. Feel free to move forward. It is safe to go ahead and step into this portal of energy. And you may notice yourself and your body still in the space of peace, in the space of this tube of light connected above and below, knowing that you are safe and sound here and now. And as you walk through this portal of energy, you may begin to see visions or photos or memories, maybe colors all around you. And if nothing is showing up right now, that's totally fine. You'll begin to feel this light, relaxed energy around you, opening up your heart to receive. Now you'll begin to see at the end of this portal a meadow. And as you walk towards the meadow, you begin to feel the warm sensation on your feet. And as you focus on your feet, you begin to see yourself standing in the meadow, barefoot. You may see an ant run across your leg or on the ground. Notice the color of the ground around you. And as you begin to look up, you begin to see trees surrounding you. You'll begin to notice the sky and the time of day in which the sun is here. Are there clouds? Is there a sunset? You'll begin to bring yourself to what it is that you can hear in this meadow. Is there any water, a stream, any birds? Is there anything that you can hear at this time? You'll begin to feel the warmth of the sun on your face. As you bathe in the sun, how does it feel on your skin? Bringing your attention to what it is that you can smell. How does it smell to breathe in this fresh air? Is there any scent, any flowers, any herbs that you can smell? Fully giving yourself permission to be in this meadow, knowing that you are safe and sound. Now, as you focus ahead, you'll begin to see this light being stepping out from the trees, standing right in front of you. Take some time to get to know who this light being or this ancestor or spirit is in front of you. If you want to feel closer to them, go ahead and open your arms for a soul-to-soul embrace, allowing their soul's essence to ripple into your heart. Being welcome to this connection. As you pull away, you begin to see this ancestor guiding you through the meadow into the trees in which they came. And as they grab your hand, they lead you down this tiny, dainty, magical path, and you'll begin to see the trees around you. Some have big knots or kinks. You might notice to the left this tree that has a huge smile and a face on it. And there's a bunch of little baby pine trees growing on the floor above your feet. It is such a magical space. I want you to notice if there's any animals that are following you or standing right beside you. This ancestor is guiding you to your ancestral tree. And you'll begin to see this clearing or this circle opening around this tree. And your ancestor takes you to the tree. Now I want you to notice what kind of tree is this. And as you place your hands at the trunk of the tree, focusing on the bark. Is it thin? Are there big divots? Is it peeling? What color is the bark of the tree trunk? This ancestor invites you to sit down with them, leaning your body and your head against the tree, looking out into the meadow and into Mother Earth all around you. This is a perfect time to invite any ancestors to come forward. If there's any messages or any inspiration from Mother Earth, as you sit at the trunk of this tree, give yourself permission to open your heart to receive the divine support of your ancestors and Mother Earth. If you feel like you need to, go ahead and walk around and collect flowers and leaves and branches to create a beautiful offering of Aini to this ancestral tree. You may see ancestors sitting in the branches of the tree. If you feel so called to, go ahead and climb up the tree and sit with your ancestors a while. Is there anything that your ancestors want to relate to you at this time? Is there any emotions, thoughts, images coming to your mind? When you feel complete, bring yourself back to the ancestor who guided you to this tree. You'll begin to notice this ancestor placing this medicine bag. It's like a necklace that has a satchel or a little pouch in the front. And you'll notice that there is a gift in this little medicine pouch that has been placed around your neck as a gift of the ancestors and the element of earth. This is to be kept with you at all times as a reminder of who you are and your divine connection to spirit. This ancestor will begin to walk back down this magical path. With each step, you can feel a sense of home, bringing you back to this meadow. You'll look out at the meadow and see if there are any animals that are coming to greet you at this time. Knowing that you are safe to pet them and talk to them and hug them. They are here as guardians to bring messages to you, just as your ancestors. You begin to see that portal of white light spiraling to an opening, beckoning you back, knowing that you may return to this area as often as you may please. As you step into this white light, you'll notice your body sitting in this position or laying down. Before stepping into this body, notice how much your physical body does for you, how much it carries, how much you're able to express and to experience in this physical body. Take some time to give your body a prayer or a blessing of gratitude. I love you. I'm sorry. Thank you. I love you. Merging yourself back or stepping back into your body. Taking 3 deep breaths. Wiggling your fingers and your toes. Opening your eyes when you are ready. Taking a moment to bring yourself back to the here and the now. Take some time to journal or to reflect upon your experience. If anybody wants to, I would love to hear what their ancestral tree was, or if anything stuck out to them in this journey, if you feel so inspired to do so. Or even if you want to write about that in the messages, that's totally fine. I want you just to write down or to contemplate what kind of tree showed up for you in your ancestral place, because there is a lot of message that is also related to the trees. And so you may find yourself seeing a specific tree, and then when you look into it a little bit later, it might deliver a message that was exactly maybe what your ancestors have gone through as far as self-healing, individual healing as a collective, or a message or a gift that can be passed down. So focus on that tree, taking note based upon what that was. On top of that being who brought you to the tree, take a moment to reflect and to remember who or what that person looked like. Maybe it was an animal. What did that light being make you feel like, or see, or experience? Next, it's really great to reflect upon as you were sitting on that tree. What else were you guided to experience? Did you receive any understanding, any connection to Mother Earth, any messages from your ancestors? Were you drawn up to the treetops? If so, how was that? And just sharing all these questions to reflect upon or to write about. Because as we recollect, or as we share, or as we remember, it gives us a better space of integrating that from the spiritual into the physical. Now, I want you to think about a couple more things. When that medicine bag was placed upon your heart, placed over your neck onto your heart, what did that bag look like? Was there any signs, symbols, animals on it? Along with what was inside of that medicine bag. And honestly, if you want to write anything in here in the comments, I'd like to know that too. If there was anything that you experienced or received that you would be willing to share. And the last thing to just contemplate and to think about is, were there any animals as you were walking back to that main meadow before the portal of energy came back? Well, there's two things we'll talk about. Were there any animals that showed up for you throughout the whole journey or at the end? Was there any animals that showed up? Were they big or small? Anything there? Once again, taking time to reflect upon these things and to look up deeper meaning, or even to just take time to sit with yourself and to journal about that, or to see if there's any other deeper meanings that come about with it. Anything else to think about? This is just a great space of diving deep as we connected into spirit, and now it's time to bring it back into this beautiful physical form and integrate it so that we can remember and bring in that beautiful medicine that comes along with it. Taking just a little bit longer to reflect. Giving yourself space to just be in the moment with everything. And if you could put into a few words your connection to Earth and to your ancestors, what would that be right now? And if it's words that you feel are heavier or less or dense, what actions can you allow yourself to move forward to just be in a different space? Not to do, but to be. Is there anything that you can experience that's going to help you be more present to your body, to your ancestors, to the earth? When we take this time to center and to ask these kinds of questions and to just surrender and to trust that we can receive those kinds of answers, this is how we access our medicine. This is how we deepen our self, how we deepen our spiritual gifts, how we deepen our trust and our intuition. And there's no right or wrong way or right or wrong answer, but it's coming back into our center, coming back to our heart space to access that medicine bag inside of us that has a lot of tools. breath work, journaling, maybe there's some energy work that you've done, or singing, or drawing, or whatever that is. Those little access points help bring you to this present moment, is part of the medicine that you bring to the world. The medicine that you bring for yourself to bring presence in the moment. And that gives you a greater space to be more present with those around you, which is so impactful when you're with someone in this present to present moment. And then you can share more of yourself, more of your heart, more of who you are, more of that medicine that has helped you become more present. And as you access that, a lot of it will be connected to your ancestors.